Hughie Fury, obviously you got Garber on Friday night, but just spoke to Hughie, Peter out there. The big fights are imminent for Hughie.
Yeah, listen, he's got to put a good performance on Friday night. There's no let's wait, he's tuning up. He's got to put a clinical performance on. And Dan Garber, I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. I really don't. He's got a little bit of rivalry with the family, local pride as well, not far from each other, former sparring partners. He's come off 2 wins, sold a few tickets as well, Listen, he'll be wanting to cause the upset. He wants that Fiora scalp on his name. That's what he'll want. But Hughie Fury's talking about the big name. He's talking about AJ. I'll beat AJ. I'll beat Usyk. I'll do this. Listen, put a performance on Friday night, Hughie Fury, and then we're going to go for the big fights. It's as simple as that. We're not wasting time. Peter's not wasting time. If they believe Hughie Fury's the real deal, Hughie's going to go out and go and take them AJ's, Usyk's, your Dubois. Let's have them big fights for Hughie Fury.
Who would you like to see him fight, though?
Of course, everybody wants to be with AJ as a prize fight, but I think, potentially something like Dillian Whyte fight could make sense. Maybe Joyce fight could make sense. Look, Peter's here, we're going to get him in, and Peter could tell me. Peter, I'm just saying that we're both between us are sat down and we're saying, we want the big fights, don't we now? We're sick of telling people, you've told me, and the conversation we had were, let's get this one out of the way and let's put them in them names. And we mentioned the AJ, Usyk, Dubois, Dillian Whyte. None of them phases one little bit, and it's about getting the numbers right and making it happen.
Yeah, definitely. This is boxing, and professional fighters need to fight. So anybody who wants to take it can have the fight. Simple.
Peter, Izzy just mentioned Dillian Whyte. Is that a name that you're potentially looking at? I know you're talking about AJ Hrgovic. Would you put him in that same bracket?
Yeah, of course he belongs in them brackets. So any of them fights can be made. He attack them. Of course he will.
Okay, Izzy, it's now your job to make these fights, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get Friday night done. Let's put a good show on. And we'll start talking numbers. We've got a great broadcasting DAZN. We're fortunate now. You've seen Matchroom, you've seen Queensbury obviously announce their partnership with DAZN as well. So it can happen, the cross-network. And I think the dynamics of boxing has changed where promoters do work, and the fact that we're on the home of boxing, on DAZN, we can make these fights happen. And Peter's told me he wants the big fights. We don't want to be, I won't say wasting our time, but we're serious people. You've got other businesses. I've got a product and brand that I'm really trying to protect. And if Hughie Fury's obviously signed, we want him signing for the big fights. I'm not signing him just to have a few 6-rounders. He's got to be in there. But let's get Friday night done. I'm telling you now, this is not going to be easy. And I say it with Peter, it's not going to be as straightforward as people think. Dan Garber could be a little bit tricky. Show how much has Hughie Fury got, with inactivity, and hopefully puts a good show on. And then let's make the big fights happen. 2025 is going to be the year where Hughie Fury's it's all or nothing kind of year for him.
Peter, just before I let you go, how pleased have you been with GBM and Izzy and the work they've done with Hughie over the last 12 months?
Well, you've only got to look at the shows he's putting on and the kind of cards. Look at these 3 title fights here in London, live on DAZN. For the time, what he's doing in the space of time is, it's amazing. I don't know anybody else who's done it. Started from scratch as well. So, I can't say high enough praise for him to what he's doing. The fighters are happy, and listen, there's not a better person to look after Hughie than Izzy. So I'm very happy, and hope God willing we get the fights. Hughie comes through, and no better person to get the rewards than this man here because he deserves them.